We've got something big to talk about tonight, and that is $8,000 silver. Wow, right? Like the thumbnail said. Now, look, I've been taking some heat about my thumbnails, and I'll tell you this right now. I wholeheartedly believe that we will at some point easily see $8,000 silver. $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 gold. Oh, is that a pipe dream? Is that crazy? I don't think so, right? Go talk to people in Venezuela. Go talk to people in a lot of African countries. Go talk to people in the Weimar Republic in Germany. Go talk to people anywhere that have had a currency crisis. And they will tell you that the price of gold, the price of silver, it can explode. It will explode. So, I put things in my thumbnails that I believe can actually happen. Do I think I'll see it in my lifetime? Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm in my 50s. Yes, I think that it's likely that I will see these extraordinary numbers in my lifetime. And what is $8,000 silver? Well, if we get $200,000 gold and a 25-to-1 silver to gold ratio, boom, you've got yourself $8,000 silver. Let me ask you, right? I mean, this is YouTube. Nobody's forcing you to be here with me tonight. Nobody forces you to watch my video or anybody else's videos. It's YouTube. It's you. It's your choice, your decision. If you don't agree with me or think I'm a nutcase, hey, I completely understand that there's a small percentage of every day when I'm 100% convinced that I'm a nutcase. So, move on, watch something else. But I want to ask you right now, in your lifetime, yes, if you think we could see $8,000 silver. No, if you think it's absolutely impossible. Yes, if you think it can happen. No, if you think it can't happen. Hello, Coin Shop Chris. Hello, Neil. Good to see you. I joined Neil in his live stream last night. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Yes. Okay, Kevin says yes. Richard James. Hey, my friend, thank you. I appreciate that. Turkey Mountain. Not sure, but I hope so. Snakebite thinks yes. Nick the Ice Pick thinks $100 silver within 24 months. I think that's completely reasonable. I got to tell you guys, yes, Troy. Neil says yes. Billy says yes. Nick the Ice Pick, yes. Laffy Taffy, yes. Awakened Mind, right? Yes. Steve Newberry, yes, with hyperinflation. No, Phil does not believe. Jason Bricks, no, industry couldn't handle it. I think you're being bearish. Yeah, don't forget the gold bear. He thinks so too. Greg says yes, yes, yes. American, Mr. Tempo, Neil. Silver should be at least $235 right now. I'm going to touch on platinum. I learned something very interesting you guys got to hear about from Neil, from Neil's Han Dynasty, about platinum last night. Ryan Miller, let's get back to 50. Amen, brother. Hello, David. Let me buy more. Kevin says, yeah. RG Roller, Ken Bond. So, yeah, okay, yes, Deep Sixer, Island Times. Wow, you guys are awesome. Thank you, okay? Thank you for participating in that, because I believe that in my lifetime, I could easily see $8,000 or higher dollar silver, okay? I know we look at it in this confines of the slowly depreciating dollar, right? The dollar has lost value against the metals over the last decades. Okay, if that speeds up, and we got a little bit of a speed up not too long ago, and we're still going through it right now called, inflation, blah, 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 if it really speeds up, guys, and it's happened over. Look, we're not talking about like new concepts here. This has happened over and over throughout history. It's happened. Okay? It happened to the Dutch. It happened to the Spanish. It happened to the British. It happened to the Germans. It's happened last year. It happened 100 years ago. It has happened. It will continue to happen. That's why we hold silver and gold. That's why you're here, right? In the basement. You're part of the number of people who've woken up to why it's a good idea to hold silver and gold. And, I'm going to go off on a CBDC, central bank digital currency. People are saying it's coming, like as soon as the summer, right? Let's get rid of cash. Let's get rid of the government's going to control everything you do. If you're a bad boy and you've made some bad posts on Facebook, they're not going to let you fly on an airplane. Or if you've flown on an airplane too much and you've eaten up too much carbon, then you're not going to be allowed to do certain things. You have to eat rice for the rest. I don't know. It's crazy what they're talking about. I don't know how you feel about it, or believe in it or don't believe in it. But one thing I know for sure, when they institute the CBDCs, the fiat versions, right? Like CBDC that's backed by gold and silver, yeah, I'm pretty cool with that. I mean, better than a CBDC based on nothing but confidence and hope, right? And confidence in the state to take care of you. When they do that, what's going to happen? What are people going to realize? You've probably already realized this. It's probably why you're here with me in the basement right now, right? You've realized that silver and gold are going to provide the last bastion of financial independence, safety, security, privacy, however you want to say it. That's a big, big deal. All right. So let's look at a couple comments real quick. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, CoinShop Chris, for all your help. Okay. Silver at 8,000 per ounce is possible, and bread will still cost $3 a loaf. We can't compare silver with bread. They are two different animals. Yeah, Giovanni, I talked about that the other day. Like, everybody wants to say automatically, like, oh, when we have $400 silver, everything else is going to go up in price by the same amount. Yeah, maybe. Silver could beat everything else as well. We could have windows of opportunity that open that allow us to convert some of our silver, some of our gold for other real assets at very attractive conversion rates, right? Like maybe now it costs 1,000 ounces of silver to buy a nice work truck, right? Let's just say, for 1,000, 25,000, 30,000, whatever the case may be. Maybe we get to a point in 5 years where instead of 1,000 ounces of silver for a nice used Ford F-250, you could get a nice used Ford F-250 for 100 ounces or 200 ounces of silver, right? Same could be said with even stocks in like oil companies and things like that have real assets. We could be presented with a windows of opportunity that could be awesome. Hey, please give this video a thumbs up. When we get to 100 thumbs up, I'm going to ring the bell. Can you see the bell? There's the bell. I'm going to ring the bell 100 times, okay? I'll ring it 3 times, unless you want more bell, all right? So, here's the deal. Did gold ever not become the basis for money? Silver. Did either one ever not become the real basis for the real money? Did we ever really go off the gold standard? I made a video earlier today and it created a lot of controversy. There's even another YouTuber who started to attack my thumbnails, right? Did we ever really go off the gold standard? And if we needed to back the US dollar right now with I have a mute button now, so you don't have to hear me die during the live streams. If we really had to back the US dollar right now, right, with gold, how much would the gold price be? Oh, some people say 200,000. Some people say 350,000. I've heard some people even say close to $500,000 per ounce for gold. I would argue, sure, maybe temporarily. Nixon did that in 1971. He took the United States off the gold standard. You may have forgot this, but you know what they called him? Tricky Dick Nixon. Tricky Dick. And he tricked you. He tricked the American people. He tricked them into believing that we were off the gold standard. Now, the dollar's based by the full faith and confidence of the United States. It's a trick. It's a mirage. They may say it's off the gold standard, but you know what? The gold It's the base. It's always been there. And silver as well, right? We've been on what I want to call a silent gold standard. Silent, right? Like it's just kind of over there, kind of like the Navy SEALs when they're in their barracks, right? They're in good shape, they're ready to go, they've been training, but they're in their barracks. They're not doing anything, right? They're watching, they're seeing what's going on, and they're ready to step into action at any time. And that's what gold and silver have been doing, especially over these last, let's say, I don't know, 30, 40 years? About 1971, 50 years? Oh my gosh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I was born in 1970 and I'm 53. I don't know what's wrong with you older guys. I was 1 year old, right? You can't expect me to do a lot. I remember screaming and crying that night when I heard on the television that Nixon had taken us off the gold standard. I mean, it like literally, I like peed my pants, right? I was 1 year old. I mean, come on, man, really, seriously, I just want to point one thing out to you. Tricky Dick Nixon, he tricked you. There's a reason they called him Tricky Dick, right? It's probably a reason why he got impeached too, right? And all the other stuff. But nonetheless, we don't want to talk about that. He tricked the American people into thinking that their money wasn't backed by gold and silver anymore. But really it was. It's always backed up everything. Whether you're talking about the US dollar, whether you're talking about debt, whether you're talking about digital money, whether you're talking about cryptocurrency or any other form of unicorn fart dust, because gold and silver are real money. Anything else is unicorn fart dust. And I got that wrong. Coin Shop Chris, my good friend of the channel, came up with the new slogan and I screwed it up. I'm sure he'll be kind enough to type it into the comments for us. Silver and gold, we were never, the whole point, I forgot to deliver the whole point. The whole point that you're hanging on for here is to realize we never really went off the gold standard. We never really went off the gold standard. Nobody did, nowhere, anywhere. It's always been the earth is on the gold and silver standard. I'll argue that. You can make a lot of paper, you can make a lot of digits, you can make a lot of tulip bulbs, you can make a lot of whatever, but it's always there. Let's talk about platinum. I heard something from Neil last night. Neil, correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't know this. You may find this as fascinating as I did. What Neil taught me last night was that 95% of the world's platinum comes from South Africa and Russia, right? And platinum's critical and key. I'm not a platinum channel. Neil is the platinum guru in my book anyway, and I think a lot of people's books. But platinum's another precious metal, right? The U.S. Mint, when they make coins, when they decide to make coins, right, they make platinum coins. The other thing I want to say about the silver and gold to you right now, the American, right? And if you're not American, that's okay. I'm also very glad you're here with us right now. You're welcome as anybody. But the founding fathers of the United States put specific language regarding silver and gold into your Constitution, and they did that for a reason. You may think, well, that was 200 years ago. Things were different back then. Things were always different. Things were different 200 years before them, right? Things were way different in the world. Silver and gold are timeless. The founding fathers know that, right? They didn't put anything in the Constitution about steel or any other crud. No, they specifically talk about gold and silver as legal tender, and they were against central banks. So don't forget that point. We got this congressman from West Virginia, Mr. Mooney. My hat's off to him. I don't even have a hat on. Where's my hat? Here. One of my viewers sent us that nice hat. Our hat's off to Congressman Mooney from West Virginia, who's attempting to forward legislation to reinstate the gold and silver, gold standard in the United States, right? And audit the Fed. I mean, why aren't we like sending this guy flowers or something? I mean, wouldn't it be awesome? And that's where we get back to this idea of $200,000 gold, $300,000 gold. It could happen if we reattached the dollar to gold, right, and actually backed the dollar with gold. That's how high the price would have to be. The other way it can happen is hyperinflation. You know that. What's interesting to think about with the gold standard and the gold movement, do you let me ask you a feeling. I want to ask you a feeling. We all have feelings. That's okay. Hey, we got 99 thumbs up. You guys are awesome. Can I get one more thumb up, please? I'll ring the bell. I said twice. I'm going to ring it. I'm waiting. Now I can't stop looking. And there was something else I wanted to talk to you about. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. All right. Susie's home, 114. You guys are awesome. Oh, it's Mother's Day. We know for double sure she's not going to come running down here to deliver me coffee. That's why I put that bell there, so I could ring it, and Suzie, my wife, would come down and fill my coffee cup, which you can see right there, and it's empty. And I ring the bell, and she never comes. That's okay. I got something important I want to talk to you guys about. Do you, yes, you, there's only one you, and your opinion matters. Do you feel like you are part of a big movement going on right now as a silver and gold investor? Do you feel like you're part of a group, right? We don't agree on everything, no doubt about it. Trust me, this other YouTuber, he really said he doesn't like my thumbnails, but do you feel like you're part of a movement? Snakebite says yes. American 180. Apes attack. You better let her be, buddy. Yeah, I know it's Mother's Day. Everybody, if you get a chance, tell Suzie Happy Mother's Day. Chris P says yes. I do. I feel like I'm part of a group. I hope if nothing else, you feel like you're a part of the group here in Ron's Basement, because you are, right? And we are just a little part of the population. It's time for that speech again, okay? We're a little part of the population. We're 1 in 1,000. I redid the numbers. We're 1 in 1,231. And I'm sorry I gulped earlier. I don't know. I didn't realize I was such a gulper. Guys, it's going to take nothing. New people waking up and joining us. And we are a friendly crowd. Sure, they can join us, but the ticket to get on the boat, right, to the gold and silver boat, the price is just going to keep going up and up, unfortunately, right? Because we're on a solid boat. They're on a paper boat. And the paper boat, it's not going to fare so well. Hey, Turkey Mountain, thank you, my friend. Silver Morgan Dollars. Everybody says Happy Mother's Day to Suzie. And yes, very, very interesting. So do I believe in $8,000 silver? Am I willing to take heat? And I'm taking a lot of heat, guys, and that's fine, because I'll put a thumbnail that says 8,000 and I'll stick behind it, and I'll tell you I believe that, right? And if you don't like it, if they don't like it, they don't have to watch. That's fine. I don't mean any harm on anybody. Okay? Next subject. Very important subject we need to talk about regarding silver and gold. Am I missing anything? Keep commenting. I love your comments, guys. Next subject. In a nutshell, and this is huge for silver and gold, okay? In a nutshell, we got numbers from the World Gold Council that the gold sales to investors during the first quarter of the year were super high, okay? In the United States, it was like the biggest amount since 1998, okay? I'm so great with math anymore. It's almost 25 years ago. The most gold, physical gold sales in the first quarter. It was a record. It was 32 tons, okay? This is investors, not central banks. China, during the same period, their investors bought 66 tons. Think about that. Let's put that into perspective, okay? The United States, the richest country in the world, has basically a record amount of gold bought. It's less than half of what the Chinese population, investors, bought during the same period. We're still the richest country in the world. Think about when silver and gold, we know, those of us that are here, that are with me right now from the United States of America, we know, you know, there's not many people. Most of our neighbors, they don't buy silver and gold, do they? Let me ask you this question. Yes, if your neighbors buy silver and gold. No, if they don't. As far as I know, my answer is a strong no. I don't go to the neighborhood pool. I like to go to the pool, but I don't talk about silver and gold. I talk a lot, but they don't want to hear about it. I understand. No. Chris P, no. Got you, Ron. Susan needs more respect. Yeah. I respect Suzie. She's a great wife and a great mother. American Patriot, no. Snakebite, no. David Metcalf, no. Mama J, I had to paint my silver coin. Stuart Palmer, should I check tonight? Papa, no, sir. V, no. Yeah, okay, this is the deal, guys. This is the deal, man. Remember I was talking about the Navy SEALs? Like, they're the elite part of the military. We're like the Navy SEALs of the financial world, right? We're doing the, not going to say clandestine work, but we're doing the important work. We're the elite, right? Everybody else, the regular infantry, whatever, great guys, that's awesome, good for them. But everybody knows the Navy SEALs, they're like the elite group, right? And that's us, the silver and gold investors. Maybe that's not a great analogy. I don't know. I hope I didn't offend anyone. I don't want to offend anyone because God knows I offended this guy. Actually, he was pretty nice about it. Made a video about my videos, bullion breakdown, and pulled up all my thumbnails and said I was, sensational and blah, blah, blah. No, I believe everything I say. Okay, I do. So the Chinese love gold. The Chinese economy is the second largest in the world. And, right, growing. And they're buying like twice as much gold as we are. And their central bank is buying gold. Our central bank's not buying gold, right? Right? All right, guys, wait. Talk to the bear. I'm going to come right back. Give me 1 minute. I got to get something for my throat. I'll be right back. Don't leave. Hey guys, it's me, the stuffed bear. Do you see me back here with my 2500 blindfold on? I just wanted to let you know I'm going to get the job done soon. All right, I'm back. Oh, the stuffed bear wasn't talking to you, was he? He's been talking quite a bit lately. Interesting guy. The other big thing out of China, they're allowing their citizens to link their normal bank accounts directly to their gold accounts. Isn't that, and this is what Vince Lachey said on Arcadia Economics, isn't that gold completely gold-backed money? I don't know. I want to do something fun with you right now. Look, we are the sliver of the sliver, so we're dispersed all over the world. Will you tell me where you're joining me from? And I'm going to try to read the names as fast as I possibly can because I think it's really fun and really cool to hear about where you guys are coming from. The bear is is the best. Yeah, Coin Shop Chris, you're the best. Anybody? Ohio, Kim. Oh boy, here they come. Another Ohio, James. Berry Hill, Pamela Jacola, Logan, Kansas, David, Pennsylvania, Boston, the Moon, Coin Shop Chris, Mama J, Texas Coast. I have hold on, I'm losing. Now you guys are too fast. I have a Mega Stack, Taylor, Michigan, Guyman, Missouri, Sharon, Jim Galt, Connecticut, Jason Briggs, New Zealand. Oh my gosh, you guys. Virginia. Ron, I heard that we took a lot of gold from Iraq. I heard that too. I heard the same thing about Ukraine. Yeah, interesting, huh? Isn't it? First thing we do, Seymour, Missouri, Stafford, Virginia, the Carolinas, Sweden. Wow. Ingmar Sand. Oklahoma, Snakebite. You're always welcome here. Vallejo, Southern California, Iowa, Southern Illinois. Alabama, happy Mother's Day to everybody. Warren, Michigan, Fort Lauderdale, John Sal, all over. County, from Contrarian County. Ryan Miller's in Texas. Rochester, New York. Linden, Washington. Jefferson, Mississippi. This is awesome. USA, Stuart Palmer. And Mike is in Oklahoma, upstate New York, Seymour, Missouri, San Antonio, Texas, San Jose, California, North Carolina, Fukuoka, Craig Allen's in Fukuoka, Japan. I can't say that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that to come out like that. Nice place, I'm sure. North Korea. Gulp, gulp, fart, fart. Yeah, I'm gone. I can't help it. The basement. Federal prison. Okay, all right, man. Jamie Dimon. Jamie Dimon says if they don't figure out the debt crisis, there's going to be a state of panic. What is that telling us? State of panic. What is today? The 14th. They got 2 weeks to figure out the debt crisis. What happened in 2011? Silver, $48. Gold, an all-time high, right? What would happen this time? The country's in worse financial shape. The world geopolitically is much more tumultuous. It could be getting very interesting, guys, in the coming 2 weeks. So when we think about the big stories, right? What are the big stories of the week? I think the big story of the week has got to be the debt ceiling, the debt crisis, and how that's going to play out and how that's going to affect the markets. Yeah, I get a cough every once in a while. I don't know why. It comes and goes. Allergies, nerves. I get look, when I'm meeting with you here in the basement, this is like a big, big deal to me. I get very worked up. I have to be honest. I used to never blink during my videos. So, I don't know, my body reacts strange to nerves. It's so important to me and such an honor when I get to connect with you. And I mean that, right? But sometimes I start coughing, then I worry about coughing. It's just a big mess. This water bottle used to be a fan favorite because when I drink out of it, it whistles. And then I got a microphone that I can mute somehow. But now you can hear me again. I'm working on it, okay? I'm in my basement. I'm doing this on a budget, right? I'm not getting rich doing this. I'm doing my best. So occasionally you're going to hear a gulp, a cough, a burp, or a fart. But what you're going to hear and what you're going to get is what I genuinely believe will happen with the precious metals. And you'll get some friendship. You'll get some camaraderie, not just from me, but from the other people that come to this channel. Good quality, sincere people. If you're quality and you're sincere, we want you to come back. Let's get to 200 thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I put out like one video a day. It's 8 minutes. It's not enough that's going to send you into a psychiatric hospital or anything like that, right? If you love silver and gold, you're in the right place, okay? I've got a gold teddy bear that I hauled halfway across the city of St. Louis because he was the only big gold teddy bear I could find at the garage sales, blindfolded, and he's not getting his blindfold off till gold hits $2,500. Sorry. Think about your gold and silver in ounces. Can you teach me that? We got to remember that, guys. That's like the hardest thing for us to remember. We always want to think about it price, 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 price. Think about whatever physical metal you have in terms of ounces. That's the value, is in the ounces of silver. This is 10 ounces of silver. Okay? This is a round I got from my very great friend CoinShop Chris, who's helping out tonight moderating, always helps out. That's an ounce of silver, and it's beautiful, and it's sentimental. Okay? Think about your metals in terms of ounces, because dollars and cryptos and bitcoins and all that stuff, it's going to come and go and come and go. It will. It will. But ounces of gold and silver are timeless, and they're universal. Think about that. Timeless and universal. It's kind of like if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you can tell them that. My love for you is timeless and universal. But in the back of your mind, you can be thinking, so is the value of silver and gold. All right, let's see what you guys are up to in the comments. I go over to Shift Live. All right, cool. Peter Schiff, Canyon Country, California, hold the line. Yes, I do sleep in the basement, especially during the summer, because it's nice and cool down here. It's a nice place. Don't forget Dean Plocker killed. Yeah, Dean Plocker killed SB 100, guys. We're going to talk with Pat from the Missouri Freedom Initiative this week and get an update on that. Unfortunate. But let's think about this. In the United States, it didn't get passed in Missouri, but across the United States, we have several states, Arkansas, Kansas, a whole bunch, right, added to the list, Tennessee, of countries, states that are allowing their citizens the right to reclaim silver and gold as legal tender. I mean, it's pretty exciting what's going on. It's a movement, right? And it sometimes, there's bumps in the road. Some states are faster than others, but it's happening. Now think about this. Think about this. Just think about this. I want you to think about one thing. In the United States of America, all the states are slowly, one by one, moving to protect their citizens with legal tender legislation. Think about that. Let that sink in, okay? Open up for a little bit. Let that sink in. On a worldwide basis, what do we know is going on? Well, there is major movement around the world regarding precious metals, if you haven't heard, okay? The BRICS countries, they're not going to talk about this on today. When I get up in the morning, I feel like crap when I wake up, okay? I'll just say that for the record. I come downstairs, get some coffee, I sit on the couch. Suzie, my wife, she turns on the Today Show every morning. They're not going to be talking about the BRICS countries moving towards a gold-backed currency on the Today Show, okay? Right? They're going to be talking about whatever the heck they talk about. It's almost humorous to hear what they talk about, but she likes to watch that, and I'm in the other room and I overhear it. The world, the states are moving towards gold and silver as legal tender, right? The states know what's going on. The world, the BRICS countries, like 70% of the world population, 70%, guess what? They're moving towards gold and silver. We know what the Chinese are doing. We know what the Russians are doing. We know what the Middle East countries are buying gold, silver like there's no tomorrow, right? They're draining the COMEX. There's no gold in the COMEX, very little. There's like a little drip, a little puddle, right? Okay, the world is, like I started this show, I told you at the beginning, we never went off the gold standard. It was smoke and mirrors, Tricky Dick Nixon. Tricky Dick Nixon. He tricked you. We didn't really go off the gold standard. Hell, John Exter, he's an ex-Federal Reserve governor. He'll tell you, go read about John Exter. He will tell you gold and silver are always the base of the financial pyramid. Gold and silver are real money. Everything else is just unicorn fart dust. I'm sorry, CoinShop Chris. I know I screwed it up again, but I promise I'll get better. Nonetheless, think about this now. The states are moving. The world is moving. The only person that's not moving is the federal government. But there's one other key component that's moving back towards the precious metals for protection, to protect themselves, to protect their families. Who's interested in that? you and me, individuals in the United States of America and around the world, are also acquiring metals to protect themselves, to protect their families. It's a big, big movement. So I would argue the fact we never really went off the gold standard or the silver standard, right? It was Tricky Dick. Tricky Dick. It's like my friend Little Ricky. I'll have him on the show. I've been friends with Little Ricky since the 3rd grade, right? I've known him since we were 8 years old. That's 45 years of love and friendship. He's not Tricky Dicky. He's Little Ricky. But he's a good guy. Nonetheless, I'll have him on the show because he knows a little bit about gold and silver, and we'll get his opinion. He's more of an average guy. Nonetheless, Tricky Dick, he tricked you. He tricked you. Yeah. Okay? We never went off the gold standard, right? And now it's kind of like I said, it's like it was silently waiting over in the corner, right? Like the Navy SEALs, right? They're not activated. They're in their barracks. They've been training. They're strong, just watching, just waiting. That's what gold and silver have been doing. And now people are starting to wake up. People are starting to wake up. That's the only way I can say it. The only way I can put it, The other guy I want to get on here sometime is Buttercup. I've known Buttercup since he was 0 days old. He's 24 now, and he's really funny. And he doesn't know jack diddly squat about silver and gold, but he's 24, and he's got a great job. He's very smart, a great guy, and I'm going to grill him about silver and gold, Buttercup. So we'll have him on at some point as well. Shoot, my computer died. All my stuff's always dying. Oh, boy. Before I got on, the gold price, he's not a crook. Yeah, right. Buckle up, Buttercup. That's what I always tell him, buckle up. I wish I had a phone down here. I'd call Buttercup. We can get him right now. He probably wouldn't pick up. Buttercup. All right. Wow, you guys have been awesome. Hey, if we get to 250 thumbs up, I will ring the bell with my nose. My butterfly. My wife says I have a butterfly nose because I have large nostrils. When she wants to get under, Suzie, my wife, right? When she wants to get deeper under my skin, she'll say, "You got a butterfly nose," like a butterfly. All right. That's why Jamie Dimon shorting gold now, trying to bring the price down. Yeah, that was the other thing we can talk about. Jamie Dimon was recently in China, believe it or not, right? The CEO of, we're getting closer to 250. I said I'd ring the bell with my nose, and I'm a man of my word. For you, I'll do it. But Jamie Dimon was in China, and people are saying, part of the discussion over there was about the fact that they are sucking all of the precious metals out of the world. They're like, oh, sure, COMEX, we'll buy the gold. We'll buy it silver for $24 an ounce. What a freaking joke, right? I mean, come on, man, right? Oh, we'll buy the gold for $2,000. Yeah. Oh, all right. I said I'd do it. Let's see if I can make it happen. Oh, that hurt. But I said I'd do it. I'll probably never do that again. You watched it, and there'll be a live recording. It's interesting times in which we live, right? Political divide, de-dollarization going on right now throughout the world. Banks. Well, it's going to be interesting this week, right, to see what happens with the banks. Oh, the banks are fine. Don't forget. Why am I even questioning, right? Good old Joe Biden. He told us the banks are fine, and Yellen, they're fine, right? Yeah, and I'm sure, what's his name? Can't forget. Oh, this guy. Remember him? Hey, everybody, the banks are just fine, and inflation's transitory, and I'm not going to raise interest rates until 2024. Yeah. I think I do. Forgot I have a Kruger ant in there with him to torture him. Doing a good job. Yeah, de-dollarization is going on. And look, here's the reality. Here's the reality. This is super. This is the climax. Okay? Look, we've been kicking the can down the road in this country for too long in the United States. Kicking the can. And, you know, again, they don't want silver and gold to go up in value, right? They don't want it, right? Because they've got the smoke and mirror deal going with, oh, the dollar's valuable because we say it is. That's why it's valuable, right? So they've been kicking the can. Guys, we're getting to a point, and this is what's going on with the debt ceiling right now. The can can't be kicked too much further down the road. Actually, the can's not budging, right? Jeffrey Gundlach from Double Line Capital, he even said the same thing. He's like, the can can't be kicked, right? They kicked it. It got bigger each time. Now it's a 55-gallon drum. I made that up, by the way. If you see anybody else using that, I made that up. I don't care. Whatever. People can use it. The Campbell soup can turned into a 55-gallon drum of $32 trillion in debt. Good job, American politicians. Way to go, Federal Reserve. Right? But they took care of all the wealthy and the top 1%. They're doing just fine. You know, I know a couple people in there. They're doing great. They ain't had no problems. I do. I know some people, right? They're kicking, and the kicking's about done. And now they're all starting to panic a little bit, right? It's going to be real interesting what happens in the next 2 weeks, but I think in the next 2 years as well. I mean, what do you guys think? The next 2 years, we're not even talking 20 years or a decade. I think we are going to see massive changes in the next 2 years. Scary changes. And look, I'll be honest with you. I'm here in the United States of America. You know, I don't think it's going to necessarily be all that great for the USA. I don't know. You know, I love this country. I was born here. But man, it feels like our leaders, I keep wanting to say, no, I can't say that, screwed up. How's that sound? I mean, to put it bluntly, and plundered the country, plundered it. You know, I'm all gonna, but they really feel like, it really feels like to me they plundered it. Which dealers have the least markups? Shop around. SD Bullion, JM Bullion. What was the one I used? Maybe Coin Shop. Chris is still here. Thank you, Chris, for everything. There was a place, Pimbex, I think I bought a bar from that I really liked. They have good prices. Liberty Coins, even though they don't sponsor us. We are not sponsored by any bullion related company, but I will say good things about SD Bullion, JM Bullion, and Pimbex, because I bought something from there. Coin Shop Chris will speak highly about Liberty Coins. But you got to shop around because it just depends, right? It depends. Dean Packer, yeah. I'm not happy about that. Tennessee is ahead of the game. Yeah, Tennessee passed legal tender legislation with just really strong numbers. So, what kind of toaster? Can lives matter? All right, guys. Questions, all caps. I'm ready for a couple questions. Snake bite. Awesome. Wow. Still buying Fortuna. I'm not buying any more Fortuna silver mines because I own a ton. It is my largest single position. Okay? So I don't need to buy any more Fortuna. I love Fortuna. I love Jorge. Fortuna Silver Mines will announce earnings this week. Okay. And hopefully, Ron, why don't you stack platinum? I know, I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't stack platinum. I almost last night when I was listening to Neil made a commitment to buy an ounce of platinum. I'm so cheap, I always wind up buying silver. I don't stack gold either, guys. Okay, I don't. I have silver because I'm just a value. I'm the kind of guy that likes to buy dollar bills for a nickel. And when I get that feeling, it's like silver's where I always go. I do own gold mining stocks, and I guess technically some silver mining stocks, but I'm more of a silver. Go Fortuna. Yeah, I love Jorge. I'll have Jorge. Jorge's been here in the basement. Jorge Ganoza, the CEO of $1 billion Fortuna Silver Mines, has joined me several times and will join me again after their earnings next week. Well, I'll invite him, and if he wants to come, I think he will. We'll have him again here in the basement. Do you think there will be a platinum boom? You know, that's a great question. Yes, I do. Why don't I own any platinum? Right, great question. I do think there'll be a platinum boom, and Neil can lay it out. I mean, there is just a strong use case, a strong thesis behind why. Maybe, I don't know. I need to get some platinum. Even my friend Slick Willie, the multimillionaire, he buys platinum. Come on, Ron. Huh? Go Vows. Laugh my ass off. What's the cheapest? Garrett, you need to talk with CoinShop Chris. The ping test is a good way I like to test, or the magnet. Here, you guys may not know this, but look, this is an American Morgan dollar. See that? Isn't that beautiful? My friend CoinShop Chris sent that to me. So Morgan, it's a 1892 Morgan. Okay? That's upside down. Look at that detail. Watch this. It's really interesting. These little magnets, if you take them, watch. Oh, hold on. Watch this. Watch. Oh, it's stuck. It's a fake. It's a fake. Yeah, I forgot why I was doing that. I got so wrapped up in it. Anyway, CoinShop, talk to CoinShop Chris about testing devices. Here's another testing device you can use. You can get these at Home Depot for free. See the paint on there? I'm a hell of a good painter, let me tell you. Anyway, if you take, I don't know if it'll work with this, my 10-ounce bar, I'll try it. Well, if you ping it on a silver coin, it makes a very distinct sound. There's a lot of other things you can do as well. Interesting ways that you can test your silver. You know what, guys? I can't believe we have almost 300 thumbs up. What could I do at 300 thumbs up? I don't know. Money metals, yes, I hear good things about them. Ron, I'm sorry to say, rolling out the privately owned Federal Reserve unicorn that is only going to affect all of us. It's the beginning of fascism. People will flock to metals. Yes, I know, Dan. I say that all the time. Everybody's so afraid of CBDC, and I am too. But I think a hidden benefit, potentially huge benefit for precious metals investors is going to be the fact that we are going to be the last bastion of privacy. Okay? The last bastion of privacy. Oh my God, we got 300 thumbs up. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Oh, huge. All right, guys. Thank you for being here. You're awesome. I appreciate your time. You're number one. It's YouTube, not RonTube, okay? And I see a question. Hold on. If you want to stick around, something about Texas. What do you think of Texas' recent legislative move to create gold-backed digital currency? Well, I have a number of videos about that you can check out. I think it's awesome. CoinShop Chris and I, my dear friend, who I want to thank for helping out on this live stream, we even debated it in a video, right? He is a pure, if you don't hold it, you don't own it type guy, and I feel that way too. But I think that Texas is innovative, and there's a reason why the state of Texas has been doing so well, okay? And that if they can get this right, a gold-backed digital currency that's transparent and fully fully. Think about that. It's got to be fully transparent and fully backed by the metal. And you can show up anytime with your token, your whatever you want to call it, your piece of whatever, digital, and redeem it for the real metal. And they're saying that's going to be the case. So I am excited about gold-backed digital currency, only with the caveat, only if it's 100% backed by real metal, it's transparent, and it's easily redeemable for real metal anytime you want. I think it's the future, and I think also that it could create an explosion of new demand for the metal. That's just what I think. You know, I think CBDCs could. I think these new gold and silver-backed digital currencies could. I think it could be very interesting, but people have to trust it. That's the big thing. That's why I say it has to be transparent. Right? Transparent. You've got to be able to see it. It's got to be audited. It's got to be regulated by somebody we trust, right? Not Michael Saylor, that guy that loves Bitcoin. I don't want him being in charge, or Sam Blankman-Fried from FTX, right? That's not good. We want an established authority figure, somebody that is also trustworthy. And in Texas, that's the Texas Comptroller. And it's got to be transparent, and it's got to be audited, and we got to know that for each one of those units of digital currency that are issued, there's also a representative 100% amount of gold in the vault. That's the only way it's going to work. And when they do that, when they get that right, it's lights out, baby. It's going to be crazy times. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.